Hey guys, and welcome to the next tutorial for ethical hacking. In this tutorial, we will be taking a look at footprinting target networks. And this tutorial will be all about footprinting and reconnaissance. Footprinting refers to uncovering and collecting as much information as possible regarding a target network before you actually attack them. Penetration testing is much more than just running exploits against a vulnerable system, like we have learned about in the previous examples. In fact, a persistent test begins before penetration testers have even made contact with the victim system. Rather than blindly throwing any exploits and praying that one of them returns a shell, a penetration tester needs to study the environment for potential weaknesses and their mitigating factors. By the time a penetration tester runs an exploit, or he or she is nearly certain that it will be successful, since failed exploits can in some cases may cause or crash or even damage a victim system, or at the very at least make the victim unexploitable in the near future. Penetration testers won't get the best results or deliver the most thorough report to their client if they blindly turn an automated exploit on, let's say, on the victim machine, and with no preparation it will just go ahead and create a havoc. So the things that you would learn in this tutorial would be how to go ahead and gather information through IP addresses and gather the network and the type of remote network access through SSH or VPN and all similar kind of things. So the first thing that you would need would be a basic Windows 8 system, which is actually configured on some kind of network at least, and internet connection, and the basic administrator privileges to run these tools. So before a penetration test even begins, penetration testers actually spend their time with clients working out the scopes, rules, and the goals of the test. Penetration testers may break in using any means necessary, from information found something which in a dumpster or to a web application security holes, or posting as a random network or an internet service provider guy. After these pre-engagement activities, penetration testers begin gathering information about the targets. Often all the information learned from a client is that the list of IP addresses or the web domains that are in scope. Penetration testers then learn as much as about the client and their systems as possible, from searching for employees or social networking sites to scanning the perimeter for live systems and open ports. Taking all the information gathered into account, penetration testers study the systems to find about the best routes for attack. This is similar to what an attacker would do or what an invading army would do when you're trying to breach the perimeter. Then again, penetration testers move into vulnerability analysis, that is the first phase when they are actually actively engaging the target. Some might say that port scanning does complete connections, but however, as the cybercrime rate rises, large companies, government organizations, and similar sites or the popular sites, they're actually quite scanned frequently by these hackers. During the vulnerability analysis, a penetration tester begins actively probing the victim systems for vulnerabilities and additional information. He will not just be sufficient to just run these scan once. He will be running them again and again to at least see if there is at least one vulnerability that he finds, and he will if you keep on doing that. Only once a penetration tester has a full view of the target, the exploitation will begin. This is where all of your information that has been gathered comes into play, allowing you to be nearly 100% sure that the exploit will succeed. Once a system has been successfully compromised, the penetration test is over. That's what you think, right? But no, it's not. Post-exploitation is actually the most important part of a penetration testing. Once you have breached the perimeter, that is a whole new set of information to gather starts. You may have access to additional systems that are not available from the perimeter. The penetration test would be useless to, let's say, a client without actually reporting. You should take good notes before and during the other phases, because during reporting you need to have everything that you have found together in a way. Everyone from the IT department who will be remediating these vulnerabilities to the business executives who will actually be approving the budget they can understand. So before you actually go ahead and try on the task that I would be teaching you now, just pick an organization that is worthy of your attention. This could be any random organization or institution or commercial company or any not-for-profit charity. Make sure that you're not actually DOSing their computer. The recommended tools that I would be teaching you as of now, I would be using the official EDU CBA website for my testing purposes. That is this website, EDU CBA. And since I know what I'm doing, I would not be DOSing this computer, and probably you won't be able to when you're actually going to test this. So just make sure that you have a specific domain when you actually go ahead and try to log in on this, or actually try to go ahead and do some kind of thing. So this is the website that I would be testing on, that's educba.com. And the basic thing that you would be doing in this tutorial would be basic network troubleshooting through the ping utility and the NSLOOKUP tool, searching people through various social websites such as Twitter or Facebook or any other thing, analyzing the domain and the IP address queries through SmartWhois and Nmap, network route tracing using Path Analyzer Pro, tracing emails using Email Tracker Pro tool, and collecting information about a target's website using Firebug. We'll also be learning about mirroring website using HTTrack, which is actually a website copying tool, extracting the company's data using Web Data Extractor, and identifying the vulnerabilities and information disclosure in search engines using SearchDiggity. So analyze and document the results that are related to these kind of lab exercises, and let's take a look at how these things work. So first thing first, let's start with footprinting a target network using the ping utility. So ping is actually a computer network administration tool that is used to test the readability of a host on an internet protocol, that's IP network, and to measure the round trip time for the messages sent from the originating host to a destination computer. Let's say, for example, the destination computer would be, the domain name would be something like, let's say, educba.com. What I need to do is that I would be needing to ping from my computer, that is from over this computer, to educba.com, and I need to check how much time does it take and what is the packet frame size and any other thing. So as a professional tester, you will need to check for the reach of the computer in the network. Ping is one of the essential utilities that will allow you to gather important information like IP addresses, maximum packet frame size about the network computer in order to aid in successful penetration test. So we will be using the ping evaluate traceroute command with ping and find the maximum frame packet size for the network. We'll also be identifying the ICMP type and the code for echo request and the echo reply packets. So in order for you to carry this out, you need the administrative privileges, basic information about TCP IP settings, whether they are configured correctly, and an accessible DNS server, and obviously a Windows 7, Windows 8, or a server Windows 7 or Windows 2008 or 2012 computer.